Let's bring in Rudy Barlow for more on Girona. He's the editor of Football España. What about this? How big a surprise is it that Girona are still up there at the top of the table?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Don. It is unbelievable. It is quite literally unbelievable. If you had put this to somebody before the start of the season, nobody would have given you any credit. They would have called you crazy and they would have laughed you out of town, because this is a Girona side that you mentioned those statistics before. They were in the fourth division not that long ago. They're not a side that's been habitual in the first division. And not only that, they lost quite a lot of players in the summer. So for them to bring in players to kind of restructure their side again this summer and then still be top, and what I think for many are playing the best football in La Liga this season, even if they are joint top with Real Madrid, it's quite incredible, and it's a story that nobody really saw coming.
So how are they doing it? Is it just a fluke, or actually do they have a really good bunch of players and a really good team?
Yeah, listen, they've got a lot of quality. I mean, you can't do anything without good players. Any manager worth their salt will tell you that. But this is a project that's been constructed over time. You mentioned the City group that came in, but the sporting director, Quique Garcel, he's been in the job for about a decade now coming up. Michel has been in the job for 3-4 seasons. There was spells at the start of his kind of tenure where he wasn't necessarily getting the results or the gameplay that we're seeing now, but they trusted in them and they really kind of made a go of it. And so now they've recruited a squad that's exactly to their needs. They've got a manager who's been in place for a long time. And one of the things that Aleix Garcia, their star kind of midfielder and their first ever Girona player to be capped by Spain, said was that nowadays Michel Sanchez, the manager, speaks less and less because he doesn't need to tell us what to do. They are organised. They know exactly what they're doing. They rotate positions. And they're one of the hardest teams to defend in La Liga because they're so comfortable on the ball and so comfortable rotating positions.
Fascinating stuff. And I believe there's a Pep Guardiola connection as well with this team. You know, surely over the course of the season, the bigger sides are going to run them down. So how long can they keep this up for?
Yeah, it's the question that everybody's asking, frankly. And for me, I think title race is probably out of their reach. I mean, the resources that the big three have are just too much for them to compete with. But top four, I think, is a realistic possibility. I think Europa League is probably more likely where they finish. But in terms of kind of their play, I mean, they're playing the best football in the division. In terms of their players, I mean, they're going to hold the squad together until the end of the season, I think. And they don't have European football midweek, so they don't have that distraction. They have a full week to prepare games, which these days is a luxury for most La Liga managers. So I think Girona will keep this form up. It just depends how much they come back to the mean. But I think the way that their players have developed and the way that they feel so comfortable around their manager and with each other, I think this is going to last for a long time. So I think it'll be tight, but I think they can at least make a challenge for the top four.
Well, it's been fun following them so far, and long may that fun continue. Hey, Rory, before you go, we should quickly discuss Real Madrid's Jude Bellingham, who arrived in the summer and who already looks like he owns the place. His 14th goal of the season over the weekend helped Real to the top. He's now scored more goals than any other Madrid player through his first 15 games. What has the reaction been to him in Spain, and how is he doing this?
Everyone's falling at his feet. I mean, it's just incredible the way he's come in, not only for the goals that he's scoring, the play that he's kind of putting together for Real Madrid, but just the fact that he's won everyone over so quickly. The thing that I've always highlighted about Bellingham's kind of first 3-4 months is that Ancelotti saw him for a few weeks in training and decided, I'm going to build the rest of this side around Jude Bellingham. And you know what? Everyone else was fine with it. Nobody kind of batted an eyelid within the Real Madrid dressing room. You're talking about gargantuan figures in this game. So yeah, that speaks to not only his quality, but also his personality, the way that he's taken on this pressure without really, again, batting an eyelid. He just kind of feels so natural for him. And the pressure at Real Madrid is, it's done for more than one good player in the past. And so I think that, as much as the goals, is the impressive thing about Bellingham. And how is he doing it? Well, it's just brilliant. There's no other thing for it.
Fair enough. Yeah, no need to overcomplicate that answer. He is a fantastic player. Rudy Barlow, really good to see you again on World Sport. Thanks so much. Hopefully we'll speak again soon.
Pleasure. Thank you.